Hey guys, welcome back. I'm glad you're here today. Today I'm going to make some Mokume-gane. I'll be using these quarters here, nickel and copper, and we'll clean them up real good, stack them together, and then throw them in the forge and forge weld them together. And it's basically a non-ferrous Damascus, so to speak. So I've made it a couple times. I'm going to bring you guys along, show you guys how I do it, and kind of show you the very interesting pattern, the really cool copper and nickel forge welded together, or forge welded together basically. And so I'll bring you guys along, show you how I make it, and you can make it yourself too. So I hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching. So the first thing I'm going to do for this Mokume-gane is I'm going to use some coins. I've got some quarters here. I'm going to clean them up real good. I've got them in a bucket with some alcohol, and denatured alcohol or isopropyl alcohol, anything like that will work. And I'm just going to use a stainless steel brush, and I'm going to clean them off really well. Right now I'm using my bare hands, but when I put it together for the last time, I'm going to rinse them off, and I'll wear some rubber gloves. Get the sides of them and just get them as clean as I can possibly get them, and then we'll weld them together. I'm going to use the TIG welder and see if I can just tack them along the side, hold it together, and then we'll go into the forge. So let's get these quarters cleaned up, and then we'll see if we can make some Mokume-gane. Alright, so we've got the quarters cleaned off. I threw out the old alcohol. Got some new alcohol, kind of rinsed them down a little bit. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to stack them in this vise and just kind of square them up so there'll be a straight, flat, what am I trying to say? It'll be a straight, square stack. And then I'm going to use the TIG welder and weld them across. I'm going to use a little shim right here as I start stacking them in there so it doesn't fall through. There's a hole in the middle there. But we'll grab them, kind of, I don't care that there's a little alcohol on there. It will fall out pretty quick, or burn off pretty quick, evaporate out. This is always the tricky part, is getting these round quarters stacked up flat. I'm going to try to go this way so I can compress them together better, and then square it up the other way. So now I'm going to take the TIG welder and I'm just going to try to run a quick bead down and tack these together, and then I'll rotate it around because I want to hold it real tight. Haven't tried it this way before, but let's see how it works out. Get the flammable liquid out of here. got it set at about 65 amps. So let's see how that works. Not near enough amperage. Alright. 110 amps now. Let's see if that works. Works better, but not quite enough. Hot. That thing is getting hot fast. I should have fired the forge up before I did that, but it is tacked together. So let's fire the forge up and let's go throw this thing in there and see if we can get it to all stick together. All right, so I've thrown it in the forge. And it's warming up. Trying to get another camera and show what I'm looking for, but basically what you want to see is the coins. They look like they're starting to sweat. They kind of start getting beads and stuff like that. It's real precise. I'm going to take it out and I'm going to put it on the anvil and I'm going to get some real light taps just to try to forge weld, press all that stuff together. So we'll let the forge keep heating up, let that steel, or let the coins keep warming up as well. I'll start turning them, moving them around just a little bit, and then we'll take them out. It's real tricky. I've been successful a few times not so much, but we're going to give this one a shot. Good thing is when it fell out, it didn't bust out into pieces, so the weld's held at least. So this is our billet of Mokume-gane. That was the quarters that were stacked up. Looks like we got a really good weld all the way through. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to go over to the belt sander, kind of take the patina off of there, get the raw metal, get a pretty fine grit, and then I'll etch it. You can see the pattern that shows up. There's probably not going to be a whole lot of pattern. That one dark streak there is probably likely just the one side of the quarter. Kind of same here. And then some of the other quarters are bleeding in these areas, which we'll see some of the pattern show up. The pattern will be most dramatic on this side, I believe. But the plan is to just clean it up, get it etched, and then show you guys what it looks like. And then I'll figure out what project I'm going to use this on next. So head over to the belt sander and get it cleaned up. Got a 120 grit belt on here. I'm not wanting to hog off a whole lot of material. I want to get just clean it up some. Don't want to lose a whole lot of it either. Just kind of square up the sides and kind of clean it up a little bit. And then I'll go to a finer belt, get kind of a good polish on it before we etch it. Here's our piece. I'm gonna clean it off real good. I'm gonna use some alcohol, rubbing alcohol, or acetone. Either one would work. I want to make sure we get all the oil and fingerprints and such off. This is the ferric chloride, same stuff used for the Damascus. The thing is, you don't want to etch any copper or anything like that in your ferric chloride that you do for your Damascus, or your Damascus is going to turn to a copper. It's going to leave that on there. It's going to look pretty funky. So this is just some I have set aside for this. I'm going to kind of wipe it down real good. Clean paper towel, and then just put it in there, and it really doesn't take long at all. It etches very quick. I'll just etch a small portion of it, but it starts to show up really quick. I'm not going to leave it in there very long, but I'll just let it sit there for a sec. And then this is just some water with baking soda, sodium bicarbonate, whatever you want to call it, to neutralize the ferric chloride. And then just give the Mokume a light buffing, even with a buffing wheel or something like that, and it'll really shine up nice. lighting is really terrible. It's hard to see, but that spine looks really nice. See if I can get the light to hit it right, but I don't know if that's going to focus or not. And then this side, again, like I said, the large nickel piece here is just the flat side of the quarter, and then started going way through it, and then these individual lines here are the different layers of the quarters of the nickel. And so get real close. I don't know if that's blurry or not, but this side, that side looks pretty interesting. Kind of a pretty neat pattern there, just where the copper is being etched away really quick with the ferric chloride. But again, you just hit this on a polishing wheel or real light grit fine sandpaper, and it'll polish right up nice. It'll be shiny, and you'll have the contrasting copper and nickel there. The next thing I'm going to do with this is kind of do some pattern manipulation, kind of cut and restack and other stuff like that, to where we can kind of increase that layer count and get some of this more drastic contrast on the side, or stack, resquare it, and then do a twist pattern. I think that would look really cool on there. But there you go. Mokume-gane out of quarters.